All right, y'all. So this story here is wild. As you know, there's been some Gaza flotillas that are trying to bring aid in, food and medicine and water and all that stuff. And we had Greta Thunberg did it recently, and her flotilla was caught and turned around. You also have one of the actors from Game of Thrones who was on her thing, among many others. All these people are heroes. The fact that they're doing this, it's just heroic. The fact that they're trying to do this. Well, now we had another flotilla that tried to get in there, and this flotilla included Chris Smalls, who, of course, is the Amazon Labor Union co-founder. This is a guy who we very proudly had on Crystal Kyle and Friends very early on. Crystal had him on Breaking Points. We supported this guy from the very beginning. He's a real one. I mean, to basically fucking unionize Amazon, that's no easy feat. And he was, like I said, one of the co-founders of the union. But look at what just happened. U.S. labor activist Chris Smalls assaulted by the IDF during Gaza aid trip, group says. Freedom Flotilla Coalition says Smalls was choked and kicked after aid ship trying to reach Gaza was intercepted. On Saturday night, the Israeli Defense Forces intercepted and boarded the Handala, an aid ship that attempted to reach Gaza as part of the Freedom Flotilla Coalition, a grassroots international collective that has worked to end Israel's blockade of Gaza since 2010. According to the coalition, IDF soldiers beat and choked the American labor activist Chris Smalls, who was on board the ship. Smalls is most well known for co-founding the Amazon Labor Union. The Handala, which carried food, baby formula, diapers, and medicine, was attempting to breach Israel's blockade of Gaza as Palestinians there continue to starve in what UN-backed hunger experts have called a worst-case scenario of famine that is unfolding. The Freedom Flotilla Coalition confirms that upon arrival in Israeli custody, U.S. human rights defender Chris Smalls was physically assaulted by 7 uniformed individuals. They choked him, kicked him in the legs, leaving visible signs of violence on his neck and back. The Freedom Flotilla Coalition wrote in a statement posted on Instagram on Tuesday morning. So, as I talk to you right now, we just got word that he's still locked up. He's in Israel locked up. And he's saying, hey, let me go to the American embassy. Let me talk to the American embassy. I'm demanding to go to the American embassy. And they didn't let him. He's still locked up as we speak right now. So let me give you some more on this. This is the video that he released where this is him saying, like, hey, if you're seeing this video, it's because our ship got intercepted and basically wasn't allowed in to go to Gaza to deliver the aid.
My name is Chris Smalls from the United States. If you are seeing this video, we have been intercepted at sea and have been kidnapped by the Israeli occupation forces or forces of the country complicit in Israel's genocide of the Palestinians. I appeal to my comrades, friends, family, to everyone to put pressure on the U.S. government to demand my release and the release of my comrades as soon as possible. Thank you.
So we also have this. This is Abby Martin did an interview with him. This is beforehand, and here's what he says.
You have kids. You know what it's like. You know what it's like. People have to wrap their mind around that this is an intentional starvation of babies. That's genocidal. That is genocidal. To prevent baby formula. You are risking your life, man. You guys are risking your life to go and bring direct aid because states have failed so abysmally, Chris, that you guys have to do this. I mean, what made you do this, man? I mean, this is a pretty dramatic step for you.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. I'm a father. I love my kids to death, and I don't want them to grow up in the world that we're living in now. As simple as that. It's sad to see every day we get on our social media platforms and seeing babies being memed and maimed up and bleeding out and falling apart and killed and shot in the head. It's beyond insanity. I can't even deal with it and cope with it anymore. It's giving me nightmares to the core. And I don't see how anybody who has a heart can want to live with this type of humanity that we are dealing with right now. So as a father, as a labor leader, as a U.S. tax-paying dollar citizen, I'm taking a stance and saying that I'm going to put my life on the line again to try to do something that, is much needed, beyond the scope of us. The 21 passengers, this is not about us. This is about the people of Gaza. It's about Palestine. This has been going on for way too long, and we're saying enough is enough.
I mean, what a disgusting, depraved world we live in where the people who are just trying to bring in aid, just trying to bring in diapers, just trying to bring in baby formula, just trying to bring in medicine, just trying to bring in food, they get stopped and they get treated like the criminals. And he gets kidnapped. He gets beat up. He gets tortured. He's still in an Israeli prison. Like, what does that say about the world we live in, where that's what's going on? And does anybody have hope that, what, the Trump regime is going to fucking make some phone calls to try to get this guy out of there? Are you kidding me? So it is free Chris Smalls. Shout out to the 21 people who were on there. The others were not tortured, but he was. And, gee, I wonder if something else... I wonder if there's a reason for that. I wonder if maybe there's something that the IDF soldiers saw about Chris they didn't like, that they decided we're going to be more aggressive and violent with this one. Tough one. Stop and think about that. It's a tough one to figure out. But, man, I hope he's all right. I hope he gets freed. And it was genuinely heroic to try to break the siege. And as we always say, man, you can't, at this point, you can't say you didn't know. Everybody knows what's going on. The question is, like, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And even if it's just using your voice, it feels like it's not enough, but, we can reach a tipping point. We can get to a point where it's undeniable and it's inevitable, and you make the political class fall in line, because if they don't, they're cooked. They're done. Their whole life, their whole career is over if they don't take the right position on this, if they don't advocate for the right things, if they don't pass the right laws. And that's the bare minimum we can do to try to bring about this change, because what we're witnessing is beyond unacceptable, and it's a historic atrocity, and none of us should bear witness to it and act like it's fine, because it's not. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.